All right, so day 14. I've been pretty recently feeling very good about myself, sticking to my word, doing daily uploads during the weekend. If I can try to do this edit as quick as possible while at the same time taking my time, and especially editing the video, who knows, I may do two videos this day, which today would be Sunday, the 31st, Easter, right? So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to kind of take back what I said because, kind of like what I stated last video, I was not able to capture a photo specifically with the intent of using the mask. Now, partially because of that is because I stayed up roughly 1 a.m. finishing editing last video. Then I had to wake up early as fuck this morning to go do my morning cardio. And then did some chores, went to church, and then I came back, slept for roughly 4 hours, went out, did my thing, and now here I am. So, yeah, that's lack of my planning, and I don't blame anyone but myself. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take back what I said last video, because if we go here, this is a photo that I took back in January of this year when I was in Mexico. And yeah, who is this? Who's this idiot here? Don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna stick to my word. I'm gonna try masking with this. Let's see how this goes. Quite frankly, I really have no really idea how this is gonna go, but we'll see, because I did obviously some testing, and when I mean testing, I mean I did. Well, I first of all, I did make sure to see if it even registered me as a subject, which it did, thankfully. But as far as what my plan is with this photo, yeah, we're gonna. I'm just gonna see, really. I'm really just gonna see what we can do with this, because, like I stated, I really don't have. I don't have a plan or a set in stone plan as to what I'm gonna do with this photo. Now, if you're questioning what I was doing in this picture, well, I think when was it? On the day, damn, I kind of forgot what day was it. But anyways, on the day, I can't remember which video was it, but on a certain day that I already posted and edited on the photo, it was this exact same spot where it was on the sunrise picture. This was the same day, and I decided to take like a video of the surrounding because it was in a lake nearby. Believe it or not, my sister took this photo. Believe it or not, I told her just hold on to the camera, and I guess she started taking pictures of me. I didn't really mind it, but believe it or not, this was her photo that she took. So I shouldn't even be getting credit with this, because she was the one that actually took this photo. So hey, get props to her, I guess, right? But anyways, what I'm just doing right now, just the usual basic adjustments, especially here with this photo, because I mean it was dark as hell with this one. I mean, then again, this was really in the morning. So right now I'm just doing some sliders, seeing which one seems to work as far as this photo, because like I've stated, I really don't have a plan as to what I'm gonna do. But I'm sure with a little bit of patience and maybe some actual creative details in a way, or having a creative mindset, maybe something will click. Now, let's see here. I don't want to change so much or too much from this photo as far as with colors, because I'm going to be probably doing several masking, not just with the subject, which it would be myself, but probably also in the sky. So, but we'll see. So as far as with vibrance, I wouldn't want to do too much. I think that should be good. As far as right now, saturation, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with saturation. So maybe for right now, for basic, that should be good. Let's see. With these, I'm not sure. If I'm pretty sure, if I can recall, I think on the masking you can have these options when you mask out different subjects or different things in the photo. So, but we can still, I'm still gonna do a little bit, at least a little bit of color grading. If then again, maybe. All right. Well, I would really need to see, but let's do first tone curve. Let's do first tone curve. So we're gonna do our usual. So actually, on the topic of tone curve, like I've stated last video, I was really, really impressed with how the tone curve came out. As far as last photo and last video, I didn't think that I would be able to do such a good job, but hey, for once, my my time and my dedication onto tutorials actually coming along. So because as I was editing last video, I don't know, I just started to have second guessing. I started second guessing myself with how the photo came out. But actually, as I look back at it, I actually really like how it came out because I don't know, just the way how the sky is and just the I don't know, just the right balance of both cool and the warm colors I think made it really good in my opinion. So that's obviously something I really wanted to address. Again, I don't want to do too many changes because I'm sure that I'm gonna mostly do the majority of the changes in the masking section. So again, I don't want to do too many changes, but color mixer, I think we're just gonna skip that as overall for the overall picture, but we may do a little bit of color grading here. I just would need to see which one would I lean towards. Since this was taken on a sunrise, although in this photo it doesn't really, you can't really see it. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards the warmer side, but I truly don't know how that would come out. All right, so I was just going back and forth between the cooler side and the warmer side. As far as I look at it, maybe as far as the whole photo as a whole, I don't want to mix up too much here and there, which is why I'm just gonna probably pause for right now as far as color grading for the whole picture. And I'm just gonna get straight into this one, which is the one that I really wanted to look towards. So we're gonna have two masks, one for myself and then probably one, let's see, would it be background or would we put, okay, well, okay, there you go. So we can just have both the background and the sky. Well, that may be questionable, but as far as for right now, let's just work on myself. So as far as exposure, I wouldn't want to really expose much more of myself, but let's just very, just a barely a noticeable increase on exposure. Let me actually see. Oh, okay. Like I thought, so we do have a tone curve. So that's good. But we'll get back to that. Contrast. Let's see here. Believe it or not, I think if we just, okay, just a slight, and I kid you not, maybe just like how it is, just -2, just something slight, but it's something. Highlights is just mostly affecting my highlights on my skin and on my fingers. Let's see here. Now that we got a closer look on my hideous face, let's see. Right, just maybe a slight increase on that. Yeah, that'd be fine. Shadows, this is primarily going to be focusing on my jacket. Let's see here. Yeah, just raise up the shadows just ever so slightly. The whites, it's probably going to be my skin color. Well, it's actually the whole thing, but it's fine. Let's see, because I don't want to pop out as much. I don't want it to be very obvious. I just want it to be kind of subtle. But just a slight increase with the whites. I think that should be good. Blacks. believe it or not. Okay, yeah, there we go. Just something slight. I was just about to say, believe it or not, I think we're gonna leave it like that, but kind of the adjustments I made were pretty good. All right, just a quick before and after. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. So that's for the basic. Temperature, I don't think I would want to mess with this a lot. Although, no. No, we're just going to leave it like that. As far as with saturation, I'm just going to probably just leave it as it is. Maybe with some, when we go on to tone curve, maybe it might change something. Let's see. Do we get the points? Oh, we do, okay. So, okay, let's actually back. With blacks, believe it or not, I'm just gonna actually leave it how it kind of was. I don't want to move or adjust more of the blacks much than it already has been. All right. Well, if something very minor, really. If I were to, yeah, you can just barely notice what was changed. But is it for the better or for the worst? To be honest, I wouldn't. I don't have an answer because it's questionable. Let's see here with these effects. I could make my skin more smoother because I don't want to. I don't want to raise up the texture. So if anything, we're gonna actually, believe it or not, for the first time in a way, decrease the texture. Maybe even a little bit of the clarity. Just a little bit. The dehaze. Believe it or not, we're gonna actually keep it the same. Okay. Because I'm also kind of looking towards my. Actually, let's. All right, that's a little bit better. Maybe it's a little bit better. Let's see, what changes do I see? I mean, I obviously see that as I decrease it, it becomes out of focus. So just for the sake of it, we'll just increase it just slightly. Yeah, maybe as far as that, we're just gonna leave it like that. I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't. There's not a. Oh well, I guess it's gonna. I guess it's gonna be here because I was gonna say there's no color gradient section on a mask on when you mask a subject, but I think it's gonna be here. So let's see. Kind of like I stated, we're just gonna leave it as it is. Tint, maybe. What would be the hue? No, we wouldn't want that. Saturation, maybe just a very slight increase with saturation. Because I'm looking on my skin tone with my hands, my face, and my fingers. I don't want to push it as well. So maybe just a slight increase. There we go. Alright, well, I don't know if that's it on this section. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. Alright, well, believe it or not, I think that's actually a better outcome than I expected. I wasn't expecting it to be more towards the better looking side, but it's fine. All right, so as far as for my subject, that should be fine. Now we're gonna go towards, this is gonna be kind of questionable, but the background. Let's actually see. What would I want accomplished on this background? Maybe, believe it or not, if I delete that one and I just select the sky. There we go. Just something's minor because I don't want to really affect the whole background. Although I could, but that would mostly be just what making the trees and possibly the grass behind more green. Let's right now work on the sky. The sky, for personally, for my opinion, Exposed, I don't think I want it to be a little bit more exposed. I think I'm just gonna be leaning more towards making it more yellow slash orange, if that makes sense. So no, I wouldn't want to decrease it. Yeah, actually, you know what? Believe it or not, as I'm looking at this, I don't know if there even should be any changes for the background, because I guess the whole main photo is myself. So why would I really kind of worry about the background or the sky or also the background? But let me see what I can do with this. Maybe if I were to go into here, maybe switch around some colors, maybe something's gonna hit. Yeah, I can see how this one's gonna change. So let me, believe it or not, because like I've stated, I never used the red, green, and blue section as far as with tone curve, because color grading would mostly do a better job. But since on a if you have a section of your photo masked out, I guess since you don't have that the color wheel, I guess the tone curve would be um your way at this point of making any adjustments. All right, let's see here. What do I want done with this photo? I'm just gonna just a slight increase on that as far as with midtones. I think actually, believe it or not, how it was pretty good. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. For the blacks, I don't think there's really any blacks to be adjusted, so we're just gonna leave that. Let's see here. So that really concludes the red portion. Maybe for whites, I don't know if that. Let's see here. Actually, instead of talking, let me just test it out. So if we were to increase this, it can kind of be brought out a little bit more. Although I'm kind of questioning what the fuck's going on the histogram. But we'll just leave it like that, even though it's kind of weird. We're just gonna leave it like that. Now, let me see what's going on over here as far as with the highlights. As far as with the green, I don't think we would do much with this green section, so let's do. All right, yeah, we brought a little bit more color, even though if it was really very minor, we brought a little bit more color into the sky, so that's pretty good. Anything else as far as with this that I would change on the sky portion? Do I want to add in more texture? Even though you don't see anything, I wouldn't want to do that. Saturation, maybe? Would I want to add in a little bit more saturation? Okay, this is where I'm going to be a little bit cautious. I am, but I'm going to be very cautious on what I'm doing, so this very minor. All right, so actually, here's where, no, we're just going to leave it like that. Temperature. Okay, again, I don't want it to pop a lot, but maybe just a very slight increase. Or in my case, I'm gonna right now just decrease it because I did a little bit too much. Just maybe a slight increase on contrast as well, maybe. All right, well, let's see if there's anything else I would add. All right, so I was looking, I think as far as with the sky as it is, I think we're good. Again, we have my subject, which I think I did the most change, because quite frankly, if we look at the before and after, obviously that's what needed to be done. With the sky, very minor changes were done, but I think still something. As far as with this background, I actually don't believe, or I don't think any changes should be done. So believe it or not, I think we're just gonna leave that as it is. And quite honestly, that actually may just be it for this photo. I'm probably just gonna, or actually, before I call it quits, or yeah, quits on this photo, we could do this. As far as for this green section, nothing. All right, well, never mind then, because I was gonna say maybe just adding a little bit more green onto the trees and to the plants behind maybe could have been good. Believe it or not, I think as I'm looking at this, I think that is gonna be it. I mean, for as far as for this masking video that I attempted, not much was done as far as just masking myself and the background, or in this case the sky, making some minor adjustments to both, or actually in my case for myself here, maybe some major adjustments. But as a picture as a whole, I don't think I did too bad in a way. I'm looking at this before and after. Any critiques I would make right now, believe it or not, I think no. I think not. Because my goal primarily, my top priority goal coming into this photo was to expose a grand portion of the photo. Yeah, I shot this pretty dark, so, but that's, believe it or not, that's actually really good. Let's see what you have to say. What do you have to say about it? Do you think it looks pretty good? You might just be pissed right now. I don't know. But as I'm looking at it, I think, believe it or not, I think that is actually it. Very minor. You want to leave? Okay, well, leave then. Very minor adjustments. Although I've now got a little bit of taste of masking. I guess in a way I did see some tutorials before making this video as far as what masking does, but I still put blame on myself for not going out of my way, being productive, and trying to take at least a photo that would go more in detail or more into what masking really has to offer, because I only just did just select subject and select sky. I mean, I'm sure there's just a whole range of just I don't even know what you call it, but there are more, what would you even say? There's different types of masking as far as what Lightroom has to offer, and that's still something that I would still need to explore, learn, and practice, kind of like what it says here on my goals. So hopefully, and I don't want to just say this because I'm just saying it, but I want to stick to my word. Hopefully, at some point, I get an interesting photo that will utilize those unique masking techniques that I personally, for myself right now, I probably may not even know. Again, it's just more on the fact that I need to look more on tutorials. But overall, I say for this photo, it was a nice touch into masking. Although I know previously, especially on my day 2 photo, I went, I guess, more in depth as to what masking does and how to, I guess, properly use masking, especially with that cat photo. This was just something minor, not too much to add on to this photo, but it's still something. Again, I had a photo already in mind that was eventually not gonna, how can I say this? Initially for this video, it was gonna be yet again another landscape photo, but I just happened to find this at the last second, and I thought, oh, that actually may be interesting, because this is probably one of the only photos I have of myself that I don't mind editing. So again, it's just something I'm gonna have to work on as far as, again, making more interesting photos, and especially if I want to get more into masking, that's more tutorials I would have to look at. But something just very minor for today, but at the same time I wanted just to make a video, because I'm gonna try to upload this today, the 31st of March, on Easter, so then I can feel happy for myself that I did 2 videos in one day. But I don't know how far that's gonna go, considering the fact I don't know how long this video already is. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in day 14 or 15. Oh, damn, I already forgot what. Day 15. Day 15. And I'll hopefully be seeing you guys on day 15.